If you have ever raised your voice and immediately felt that quiet ache in your chest, wondering if there had to be a better way, this video is for you because deep down you're not trying to control your child, you're trying to guide them without losing their trust. And that question alone already makes you a good parent. Many of us were taught that discipline means punishment, fear, consequences that hurt enough to force obedience. But what no one told us is that fear can make a child behave while slowly breaking their sense of safety. And today we are going to talk about how to set real boundaries without punishment, without fear, and without losing connection, in a way that actually works long term. Before we go any further, take a breath with me for a second, because if you are here, it means you care about doing this differently, and that matters. If this kind of gentle, psychology-based parenting content speaks to you, you might want to subscribe to Mind Grooming, not because you have to, but because this channel is a soft place to come back to when parenting feels heavy and confusing. And you deserve that support. Now let's talk honestly about discipline. Most parents don't want to punish. They just want the behavior to stop. The hitting, the yelling, the refusal, the meltdown in the grocery store, the backtalk that feels disrespectful. In those moments, punishment feels like the fastest solution. But what actually happens in a child's brain when we punish is rarely talked about. Punishment activates fear, and fear shuts down learning. A scared child might comply, but they are not understanding why the boundary exists. They are not building self-control. They are learning to avoid getting caught, or worse, learning that love feels conditional. Discipline without punishment starts with a mindset shift that feels simple, but is actually very powerful. Discipline is not about making a child pay for a mistake. Discipline is about teaching. It is about helping a child learn how to manage themselves when you are not there. And teaching cannot happen when a child feels threatened, humiliated, or afraid of losing connection with you. Think about a moment when you made a mistake at work and someone responded with calm clarity instead of anger. You probably felt more capable, more willing to fix it, and more respected. Children are no different, even though their behavior is louder and messier. When a child crosses a boundary, it is not a sign that they need harsher consequences. It is usually a sign that they need clearer guidance, more support, or stronger emotional regulation from the adult in the room. Setting boundaries without fear means the boundary stays firm, but your tone stays safe. It means you can say no without yelling. It means you can stop a behavior without shaming the child. For example, instead of saying, "If you don't stop right now, you're going to your room," you might say, "I won't let you hit. Hitting hurts. I'm here to help you calm your body." The boundary is still there. The behavior still stops. But the child does not feel abandoned or threatened. One of the biggest myths in parenting is that being gentle means being permissive. That is not true at all. Gentle discipline is actually very structured. It just replaces fear with consistency. Children feel safest when boundaries are predictable, not when consequences are scary. When a child knows exactly what will happen every time, without anger or surprises, their nervous system can relax and behavior improves naturally. Another key part of discipline without punishment is understanding that misbehavior is often communication. A child who refuses to listen may be overwhelmed. A child who lashes out may be dysregulated. A child who lies may be afraid of your reaction. When we respond only to the behavior and ignore the emotion underneath, we miss the real lesson. But when we address both, something powerful happens. The child feels seen, and that feeling alone reduces future power struggles. This does not mean you allow harmful behavior. It means you intervene calmly and early. You get down to their level. You use fewer words, not more. You model the regulation. You want them to learn. Children borrow our calm before they can create their own. If you try to teach calmness through anger, the lesson will never learned. There will be moments when you feel triggered, when your own childhood patterns come rushing back, when punishment feels automatic. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. Discipline without punishment also requires compassion for yourself. Repair matters more than perfection. If you snap, you can apologize. That apology teaches accountability better than any consequence ever could. As your child grows, these moments of calm boundary setting build something invisible but incredibly strong. They build internal discipline. They build trust. They build a child who behaves not because they are afraid, but because they understand. And one day, when you are not there to enforce the rule, they will still carry it inside themselves. I would love to hear from you here. What kind of discipline did you grow up with, and what are you trying to do differently now? Sharing your experience in the comments might help another parent feel less alone, and sometimes putting it into words helps us heal parts of ourselves too. And if someone you love is struggling with parenting guilt, anger, or feeling like punishment is the only option left, consider sharing this video with them. Not as a correction, but as a quiet hand on the shoulder that says, there is another way, and you are not a bad parent for wanting it. As we come to the end, I want you to remember this. Boundaries do not need fear to be effective. Your calm presence is more powerful than your anger. Your relationship with your child is the foundation on which all discipline stands. When children feel safe with you, they listen more, not less. They learn faster, not slower. And they grow into adults who respect boundaries because they were raised with them, not against them. If this message stayed with you, if it felt like it was speaking directly to your heart, that is not an accident. Parenting is one of the hardest emotional journeys we ever take, and you do not have to walk it alone. Stay connected here, keep learning, keep choosing connection over fear, even on the days when it feels hardest.